Hello everyone, welcome back to You Got Nerf. My name is Craig and this is a video review of the Nerf Glowshot. This is pretty elite but very fun. It even has glow in the dark light thingies that you can't see because it's too bright, but let's get into the review. Starting out with the blaster overview, up at the top, there is no N Strike barrel lug. This is a front-loading blaster to simply load, butchering words. You simply front load just like that. The capacity of this blaster is 1. Yeah, it's a single shot spring powered blaster, right? Moving on, there is not an N Strike tactical rail anywhere on this blaster. Lay bummer. This is so small. I've seen them put tactical rails on this amount of space before on that rail. Although that would probably be a Picatinny style rail, not an N Strike rail, because those would be thicker, I think. So missed opportunity, but fun. I guess you could probably put on like a worker Picatinny rail if you wanted to on that one. Getting all the way back to the back here, the priming handle here, this is how you prime. You pull back and you're ready to shoot. The priming weight is, I would say, pretty medium. Maybe standard. If you've ever held a night finder before and used that, it's similar to that, but it is pulling back this wicked big plunger back here that is probably not as giant as that Dart Zone spring fire that I reviewed not too long ago, but it's similar in that form factor like that. But prime weight, I'd say, is fairly standard, even for a pretty elite blaster, right? Getting back here, this is the trigger for the little glow-up lights. This is pretty much the gimmick for this blaster. To do that, you can kind of see the lights glow. It's supposed to glow in the dark. Pretty fun gimmick. This blaster does run for the glow in the dark lights, runs on 2 AAA batteries. It was sent to me. Another blaster I bought off of eBay. Actually, no, or did I buy it off of Amazon? I don't remember. Come on. No. But it runs on 2 AAA batteries. The batteries still work when they shipped it to me. I'd still recommend fresh batteries or whatnot. But there's still this thing right back here. Now, I don't know if I like the placement of this too much. More on this in my opinion, but I don't like the placement of this because whenever I go to hold this, it just bumps into this, so the lights are there all the time. And to operate this blaster, you don't have to have in the battery, so you could have this in here and it not glow, and you just be fine. It's not like a flywheel blaster where the blaster won't fire unless you have in batteries. So it's up to you. Getting down is the battery tray right down here. There's a single fillet head screw that you could undo right here, and this battery tray will flip open a little bit. You can replace your 2 AAA style batteries and then close it, and then the glow lights will be ready, right? Getting down to the grip and stuff, this is a weird proportion grip, but I do have small hands, so this actually fits the entirety of my hand. It feels bigger than what it looks like on there. I don't know if you have bigger hands, if you would like this. You probably wouldn't, but I have small hands. This fits pretty well. This is probably the second best grip that I have besides that other Dart Zone one. Actually, the Dart Zone one was kind of thin. This one's nice and thick and definitely still wraps around the hand well. They're able to space out a little bit. So fairly good on the grip right there. Getting down to the trigger. The trigger pull is pretty smooth for the plunger that you're pulling back and for old N Strike series. So nothing really to complain about that. And everything's nice and open. They have everything painted here, like either opaque green or clear, so that way you can see through here and see the mechanics work. That's pretty much the overview of this. Nothing else really to manipulate or really go over. It's a single shot blaster. You put this in, you pull back, and you fire. Ready? Let's get into a firing demo. Okay, just be first starting out with the red darts that were given to me in the package. I don't know what these are. They resemble Nerf Elite darts. I don't know if they're actually Nerf Elite darts, but we're going to start off with them. Standard target back there, but back door. Let's go. And I have 3 of these red darts. I have 3 of each of the ammo types that I'm going to use. Right, and now shooting some blue Nerf Elite 2.0 darts, or Elite darts. I guess you can just call them Elite darts. Right, it. Now some Dart Zone nipple style darts. Helps if I can actually aim. I don't know. That is not where I aimed at. Now some new darts that I purchased recently that I got, some Sting darts, white Sting darts. Bang. Now some Screamer darts. I actually only have 2 of these. Okay. And then lastly, for comparison's sake, I have some old orange N Strike darts. Wow, that just fluttered in the air. Let's see if I can launch that one better. Maybe not. Firing analysis and conclusion of the Nerf Glowshot. The blaster actually performed way better than I thought. I haven't seen this in the Nerf Elite series, so I'm assuming this is a pre-Elite blaster. And if it's a pre-Elite blaster, this fired extremely well for a pre-Elite blaster. There was no jams or malfunctions while firing this blaster. It did very, very well, except for with the crappy orange N Strike darts. I'll get back to that here in a couple of seconds. But yeah, fired very well. Pretty much almost all of the projectiles were fired fairly well. There were a couple that, because they're older style darts, it didn't. This felt like more like an Elite blaster type. And I would compare it to actually a fired velocity just from the iTech. I'll have to, when I go and buy a chronograph and do a re-review of these blasters, I'll have that chrono data for you. But what I could tell, it was either shooting just as hard, if not harder, than a Jolt, which a Jolt is about 59 feet per second. And I would think that it's just under a Triad, which is about 68, 69 feet per second. A Triad shoots fairly hard. Yeah, spoiler alert for that one, because I ordered a Triad. I haven't reviewed it yet, but I do know. That's the one chrono velocity I do know. But it's somewhere with that. It shot fairly hard for a blaster of its time. I'm impressed. So getting into the dart analysis, I don't know what these red darts are. They're clearly not Elite darts. They're similar to my Sting darts, but I mean, they have the same dimensions and look as the Elite darts, but they didn't feel like Elite darts. Maybe they are, but these fired fairly well, but they were pretty inaccurate as to this. This whole blaster was fairly inaccurate. Most of the darts here were inaccuracy, and I was aiming pretty well for what I was hitting at, but pretty good. Decent chrono velocity out of these, but not the best. So that is that darts. The Elite 2.0 darts had, I think, some of the best velocity out of them. These went shooting out of the barrel. Of course, definitely not accurate at all. Elite darts are not accurate. But the velocity of this was definitely greater than these. These feel a little bit older, but they're fairly well intact, a little bit. And these Elite 2.0 darts are pretty, pretty solid and pretty new, but these definitely performed a little bit better than these darts, even in terms of accuracy ish, but definitely velocity. I could tell just from my eye, and probably you guys could tell these went flying out of the blaster pretty well. So not bad. The Dart Zone nipple style darts again suffer from some inaccuracy, which I think is the blaster inaccuracy, not these. Because I know, of course, waffle head darts are going to be pretty accurate, but the Dart Zone Adventure for darts are fairly accurate themselves too, and the nipple styles aren't that horribly inaccurate that you could substitute. They're definitely better than elite darts, but I definitely got a good velocity out of them, pretty much about the same as the elite darts out of these as well. The most sting darts, which I got new just to test for accuracy and all of that, I got some fairly inconsistent shots with these as far as accuracy and precision goes, but again, pretty elite-ish blaster pistol, not really expecting that much. But velocity did well. These darts, I think, is a great addition, and I've been throwing them through some of my other blasters. This was a great purchase by myself. This or E-kind darts or Koosh darts could be really, really good. These ones, because they have harder tip. Fired out very, very well and hit the targets on there. The old Screamer darts didn't fly that far. I feel like they were the one that kept the tightest like straight line. They went more arcing downwards, but they went straight line ish with it. Velocity out of these weren't that great. The accuracy out of these is probably the best, which surprised me, honestly. And I'm not saying accuracy because I missed the door target. I'd say accuracy as far as it consistently went in a straight line until the arc was ending, right? So these other ones were more accurate these were more precise. There's a difference between precision and accuracy. Precision is how much can you not only get to the target, but consistently hit these. So like if the target's here and you hit all around here, you're kind of accurate to the middle target. But if you consistently hit here, you're precise. And you could be accurate and precise. Now, if you consistently hit here, that's precision. That's inaccurate, but it's precise. You see what I mean? But if you consistently hit the same place in there, that is either your intended target or not your intended target, but every shot pretty much hits exactly that same spot. That's precision. Accuracy, how close can you get to your target, and consistency goes with precision. These were pretty precise, but not accurate, and definitely didn't have a good velocity. Getting to the old N Strike darts, these didn't fire well at all. I don't recommend using these. I use them for comparison's sake. Get even elite darts. I recommend like a Most Sting darts or Waffle Head Adventure Force darts or anything other than these. But if these are all you have for whatever reason, upgrade to at least elite darts, right? These are terrible. I would even think if these were newer, well intact old darts, they wouldn't have done very well in velocity. The velocity was terrible. The accuracy was terrible. These are bent to heck and all of that stuff, so I kind of get that. I tried choosing the best ones that I could out of my collection of these, but most of them perform about the same. So these shot horribly, but that's not the blaster, that's the dart projectile. So large firing analysis because I have a larger sample size out of these, but overall shot fairly well. So if I were to give you a chronograph reading without actually doing that, just based off of the eye test and knowledge, with the jolt at about 50, let's say 56 to about 59 feet per second, and the triad at about 69, I'd probably place this at about 62, 63 feet per second. It's shooting pretty hard. The Glowshot, I think, is in the normal N Strike series, the pre-elite, which this is a pretty good blaster for pre-elite. I'd have to check out some things like the Night Finder and like Element and that stuff, but so far for the backups, this is even outperforming my Recon and Alpha Trooper, really. And that's very surprising for a backup pistol, right? So enough with really firing analysis. Let's get into my thoughts and opinions on this one. To overall on the blaster, opinion is pretty positive. Very positive. Where I had the issues is, again, this is another example of a blaster with a bunch of unnecessary plastic. I get they want to look cool, but they could have made this chunk maybe not so see-through and all of that. Some of this, they could have added even a small rail here. You probably could have done Picatinny, but I get with Nerf, it's either those Nerf rails or nothing. Ha, Nerf or nothing. Ha, funny. Yeah. That was actually not an intentional pun, but it came out that way. But they still could have put on something there. It seemed like a waste right there. The priming handle, I kind of like. This button back here to turn on the lights, I kind of get why they did that, but it's butting up against when I'm doing a grip, and if you have even a slight grip on there, you're activating the lights. So you're kind of draining the batteries a little bit each time that you're holding this, which I just think that's an annoying spot. It's not the most comfortable thing for in the middle of my thumb and right here to be holding on to, but it's worse. I felt worse in that. But it's definitely, I think they could have even made it a smaller trigger like a Night Finder and just put it like down here or something. They could have put that there, and then you have the option for the lights if you wanted it to. I just think this placement of this piece of plastic for the trigger activation of the lights is all right. I'm not going to go over the lights so much. I know that's a gimmick in there, but if you like your blasters lighting up, maybe this could be for you. It's a total gimmick. Don't really see any benefit really of it, but yeah, it works fine. In there, I'm not going to shoot you any footage of me actually doing it in the dark. I don't like to do that, and I don't really want to either. Unless if everybody's like, please show it in the dark, maybe I will do it then. But yeah, this piece of plastic, a little bit unnecessary. The grit's fine. Just, I think they could have made it a little bit cosmetically, just a little bit more refined. But still very impressive out of this. I love how the color choice. I actually like the color choices here. They also could have gotten away with making all this orange stuff like clear or even this green, and that would have looked sick and nasty. I think even just this little bit of orange right here would have been enough, and you could have gotten away with this green or clear here and here, and that would have been fine. But yeah, to my personal opinion, would I recommend this product to anybody? That's a tough one. If you're looking for a backup pistol, a reliable backup pistol, I would say yes. Would I prefer it over every other product that's out there in the market? No. A strong arm or even a disruptor has 6 shots in there and can easily be holstered in there. I believe even the strong arm has slam fire, so you can use that fast fire rate if you need to. I guess there's benefit of glow in the dark, but who needs that, right? A jolt is smaller and may fit into a pocket better. This one, I think you can custom make a holster in this. This one's a little bit weird with this front barrel, but I could totally see this blaster holstered and better holstered than a lot of other blasters in there. It's pretty compact and somewhat streamlined for how it is. I could totally see a holster for it. You might have to custom fit it, but you totally could. So there's a benefit right there. You could totally holster this. You might be able to fit it into a pocket. I probably wouldn't, but definitely it would be on the same weight as a triad, but a triad would be a little bit more awkward to try to carry around. This one is pretty good. The low capacity is a con here. If you wanted something with good performance and a little bit of capacity, but still a backup pistol, get a triad. It has 3 shots, and it shoots better than a jolt, and that's had better performance than a jolt, surprisingly. But if you're looking for something smaller than this, you're either getting this or a jolt so far. But yeah, there could be other other better options out there. I wouldn't recommend something like a Nightfire or even some the elite ones, but it's basically going to be like Strong Arm Disruptor, a Jolt, a Triad, or this thing. So there's some competition going on, but this one, I mean, it fits a good role on this. This is going to definitely come down to personal preference. Do you like the cosmetics in there? It performs well, does what it's supposed to do. You could make a custom holster for it, but you have to wait the size of it. Do you want a Jolt, which I think has slightly worse, if not equal to performance, but is smaller and you can easily carry? Do you want something with a slightly higher capacity, like a Triad, but something small profile that you can whip out in case your primary goes down and you need, or an emergency blaster? Or do you need something with higher capacity but still fills in all those roles and get a strong armor disruptor? That's really the question that you have to ask. So there's really no objective reason to avoid this, I would think, but there are different options. I wouldn't say they're better, but there's different options out there. The Glowshot, I'm actually surprised with. Now, if I come back and see the chrono velocity is way worse than I thought, maybe that might change their opinion, but that's for the re-review. So would I recommend this product? Overall, yes. Over other products, maybe not, right? You're going to have to determine this in your gameplay. I would probably use this over a Jolt now in game, but if I had a Triad or something, yeah, I would probably choose the Triad over this if needed to. I know I'm a pistol guy, but this feels really, really nice. There's a lot of positive going on here. It's just, unfortunately, this one is a niche-ish type of blaster here. So I hope really nothing else to really go over with that. I hope I laid out enough information for you all to make an educated purchase decision on whether or not you want to buy a Glowshot or not. I would probably recommend you to did I buy it off of eBay? I literally forgot how. I think it was off of eBay, but that's probably where you're going to find these nowadays, because if this is pre-elite, which I believe it is, those are going to be harder to find. But yeah, no purchase link in the description. I actually tried doing that a long time ago with my old product review channel, and those links didn't work out too well because I had to constantly update them because they would be out of stock or that product would be down for whatever reason. So no product link in there. But yeah, let me know what you think of it in the comments down below. Leave this video a like if you did like it. If you didn't, leave a dislike. That gives me some feedback as well. That's actually some encouraging feedback as well. And definitely let me know what you think of this in there. Links to my other channels will be coming very, very soon, hopefully before the next video that I release, or that I upload to this channel before the next blaster review. So that's probably when it will be starting, and then all those links will go to the other videos, right? My name is Craig. I'll see you guys in the next one.